Hi, Michael. So we're here to talk about the new music documentary, Pink, All I Know So Far. And I have to say, I knew I was in for something special when I heard that you directed it.
Thanks so much. Well, I look. I think what's special about it is that Pink just gave us such incredible access to her life. We literally were in the hotel room. When they woke up, all the way through to when they fell asleep, and I think, and then we would quietly let ourselves out. So I think what makes the film feel very special and is that personal access to her world. So I was very fortunate in that respect.
Now, this takes place in Amsterdam, Belgium, London, England, which are three of my favorite places. So I was really glad that you focused on that. But how did you decide to focus on that particular part of her tour?
Yeah, so she had been playing shows, but when she came to Europe for the European leg, it was the show got changed because it was for stadiums. So, these really massive venues. And so there was a sort of rehearsal period, and that just coincided, a few weeks ahead of her performance at Wembley. And so it felt like a good moment to capture the sort of lead up to Wembley. Obviously playing Wembley Stadium is an iconic venue, and to be playing, two sold out shows back to back at Wembley, that's a moment in time for anyone. So we knew that was what we were going to shoot, but what was interesting was kind of capturing, Alicia juggling being a rock star and being a mum. And so watching the sort of weeks leading up to Wembley and the traits that she had felt like a really great way in.
I love that you focus on Pink as a person rather than the usual music documentary, which is basically a concert with some behind the scenes footage. How did you come up with that idea? Because I think that's one of the reasons it makes it really special.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree. I was fortunate enough to work with Pink a couple of times before this. And both times I was so aware of the fact that she doesn't separate her family life and her professional life. And the kids were just completely a part of the conversations we were having. They were just around the whole time. And I was like, this is really unique. It's really special to have this sort of all-in approach to your life, and I think that feels very relatable. Like if I'm watching a film about a rock star, I'm not necessarily going, oh, that I totally know what that's like. I don't, I don't know what it's like to stand on stage and have, 80,000 people screaming my name. But I think the struggle of trying to be a great parent and pursue your own passion in life is something everyone can relate to. So that side of it, I think, became the focus, and that was sort of the objective going in, was to try and capture that.
I love that we get to see her children and that she brings them on tour. She's a very hands-on mother, and her children are just so adorable. And I felt they were unique somehow. Were they as well behaved off screen as they are on?
Yeah, I mean, those kids are amazing. They're amazing kids. They are 100% the result of the way Pink and Kerry have raised them, and the experiences that they've had. When Pink lands and has a couple of hours before rehearsal, she's immediately out with those kids, showing them the world, introducing them to new cities. And it's just, they're very different. Like, Jameson's like, you put a camera on that kid and he is like on, like he's a little showman. He's very much like his mum, and Willow's just so special. She's really deep and thoughtful, and sort of has these reflective moments. And you going in, I knew that Jameson would be an amazing subject to film, but really what I found was, amongst all of this chaos and this circus that is tour life, the stillness that Willow has really became a fascinating thing to capture.
What impressed you most about Pink as a person overall?
I mean, there's a lot of things that impressed me about Pink. I think, I think her determination to make it work, to make being a mum and being a rock star on tour is really admirable. It's really inspiring to see someone who, does sound check and then gets up and just gives her all, and, does not hold back any night. She just literally puts in 150% because she wants that audience to feel like it was worthwhile. And so give your all and then come off stage, you would expect to then collapse. And yet she scoops up her kids and they're back at the hotel, and Jamison wants to run around and Willow wants to read her book with her, and she's just there still going, late into the night, after performing an hour on stage just an hour before that. So I think that just seeing that dedication to making it all work was really, really profound.
I love that you had those close-ups on the audience members. We see that Pink treats her fans with an enormous amount of respect, and I felt that by doing that, you as a director did as well. What was your overall impression of her fans?
I mean, I think her fans are it's such a mix of life, it's such a mixed bag. And I think that's because she promotes celebrating who you are and your differences. She just attracts such a wide range of people. I think that I think everyone in the world looks in the mirror and finds fault with themselves, and she's the person who says that's okay. And in fact, those things that are different about you is what makes you special. And so I think that her fans love her because they feel empowered by the message that she promotes, and she lives that life. She doesn't, if you listen to interviews from her when she was like 18 and 19, she was saying the same thing that she's saying now, and she's very outspoken about her beliefs. And I think that's I think people relate to that and feel that they're not getting a manufactured artist. They're getting someone who's just saying it like it is. And I think that that creates a sort of fan base that's very loyal. I mean, look at her career. She's been going 20 years. That's not the normal shelf life of a star.
And finally, what's next for you?
What's next for me? It's a good question. I'm working on a musical biopic of the fascinating life of one Robbie Williams, and I'm working on a stage production with the music of Luciano Pavarotti.
Oh my God, that sounds amazing. Okay, thank you so much for talking to me today. I wish we could have more time, but it's been just so terrific to talk to you.
Likewise. Yeah, no, thank you so much, Alexandra.
Thank you. Take care.